All right, so are you ready for today's deep dive? Because we are going to be getting sweaty.
Oh,
We're
yeah?
diving deep into Peloton,
I'm ready.
and we're going way beyond those bikes, you know? It's
Yeah,
about what makes a business really boom, and, this is going to be especially good for all you aspiring businesswomen out there, so get your notebooks ready.
absolutely.
All right, let's get into it with our expert who's going to help us break down the magic behind Peloton.
You know, when people think Peloton, most people think those bikes right. But what's really fascinating to me is how they've really tapped into something much bigger, which is this yearning for connection, this yearning for community, while also getting a great workout.
Totally agree. And one of the articles we read about this really highlighted how Peloton really, their vision wasn't just about selling equipment, it was about completely revolutionizing the way we think about at-home fitness.
Right, and it's like they took this concept of a spin class, which has been around forever,
Mm.
and they totally flipped the script.
Yeah.
Because they understood that people who are busy are craving convenience, but they don't want to sacrifice quality.
Right.
Enter live and on-demand classes beamed right into your living room.
Yeah, like it's the ultimate fitness cheat code.
That's disruption, and that's where this is really juicy for aspiring entrepreneurs, because this is where we can see that there's opportunities, particularly for women, to see the gaps in these industries,
That
to see
is,
where things could be shaken up.
yeah.
They saw that traditional gyms with their, rigid schedules and kind of impersonal vibes weren't working for everyone.
Right.
Peloton came in with a solution that was like, hey, we're flexible, we're engaging, and like, dare I even say cool?
And then there's that whole Peloton pack. So
Yes.
this is not just you alone sweating in your living room anymore.
Yeah,
They actually created a community, a tribe of people riding these bikes like crazy.
totally. And think about it, fitness can be really isolating.
It can.
You're often alone with your thoughts, your struggles, and Peloton figured out how to tap into our human need for connection. So you've got the leaderboards that spark a little friendly competition you can share on social media and cheer each other on. And then you've got these instructors that are like your own personal cheerleaders.
Oh my gosh, those instructors, they're like fitness celebrities now.
Right.
Like Peloton knew the assignment. They knew they needed that star power to build a brand.
Totally. And it's because people connect with people.
Yeah.
These instructors aren't just leading classes, they're building relationships. They're offering motivation. They're like your virtual friend.
Yeah.
And that creates this level of engagement that keeps people coming back for more.
Genius.
And it's the opposite of that impersonal gym experience.
Totally. And it all kind of culminates in this subscription model that they've got going on, which, let's be honest, is like the golden goose of any business these days.
Right. And this is what separates the good from the truly great.
Okay.
They could have just sold bikes and called it a day, but Peloton knew that recurring revenue, that steady stream of income was the key.
It's so smart.
So that monthly membership fee for the classes and the content, pure genius.
So you're not just making that one-time sale, you're building a base of loyal customers because you're constantly providing value.
Yes, it's about building lasting relationships, not just transactions.
Yeah.
This is like the long game. This is about long-term value and sustainable growth. This is where it's at.
It's a game changer.
It is a game-changing.
It's like you find the secret sauce and then you realize there's more to it, right? There's always challenges.
Oh, yeah, always.
And Peloton, even though they seem to be killing it,
Yeah.
they definitely had some hurdles too.
They did. It's like they say, right, you learn more from failure.
Yeah.
And they've had some lessons.
Exactly.
One major one was those supply chain issues they had at their peak. Everybody wanted a Peloton bike.
I know, it was crazy.
They couldn't keep up.
People were like
The
waitlisted.
cautionary tale. Rapid growth is amazing,
Yes.
but not if you're not set up for it.
Yeah, your whole system's got to be ready.
Yeah. It's like building a rocket ship, but forgetting to, make sure that the launch pad works.
Totally. And you know what else comes to mind?
What's that?
That marketing campaign
Ooh, yeah?
that they had that just like set the internet on fire.
Yes. That was so much controversy.
It brings up that point about crisis communication.
So time.
That's something that every entrepreneur really needs to have a handle on.
So true. What would you say looking back on that situation?
Transparency is key.
Okay.
Being really genuine in your response to something like that.
And like addressing it head on, not just being like,
Yeah, don't try to hide.
yeah.
That never works. People can sniff that out a mile away.
So it's about controlling that narrative and letting your audience know.
Totally.
You hear
I
the,
mean, sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is, we messed up, we're sorry.
yeah,
People really respect honesty.
absolutely. Okay, so We've talked about their wins.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about some of the bumps in the road.
Yeah.
But this fitness world, it doesn't stand still.
It's constantly changing. It's like constantly changing. So how can entrepreneurs really apply these Peloton lessons to make sure that they're not just surviving, but thriving in this kind of environment?
You got to stay ahead of the game.
Oh, yeah.
The fitness landscape is competitive. New trends pop up every day.
Literally every day.
So you got to constantly be innovating, experimenting, being open to change.
It's like adapt or die.
Pretty much. If
Yeah.
you rest on your laurels, you can get left behind.
Yeah. Peloton, I feel like part of their success was that they could kind of see around corners a little bit.
Right. They were able to adapt
They were willing to change.
and anticipate what's next.
And they also did this really brilliant thing
Yeah, what's that?
with their whole business model.
Okay.
This whole hybrid thing.
Yes.
You've got the physical product,
Right,
but
yeah.
then you've got this amazing digital service.
This is what's really hot right now. And there's a good reason for it.
It's everywhere.
It creates a more holistic experience.
And people want that.
Yeah, they're not just buying a product. They're buying into a lifestyle.
It's that feeling of belonging.
It's a community.
Yes. And by combining those two things,
Yeah.
they've created this amazing ecosystem
Then crack the code.
of customer loyalty. And you know what else I think is so smart about the way they did all this?
What's that?
The marketing. It was like genius.
Yeah.
Like, remember all those post-workout selfies we were seeing everywhere?
Oh, yeah. All over social media.
It was like they knew they were onto something.
They totally did. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was all about social proof.
Yeah.
And let's be real. We trust what our friends and followers are saying way more than some fancy ad.
So true.
They basically turned their own customers into their biggest fans.
It's like this army of marketers
Totally.
that they didn't even have to pay for.
Because when you find something that makes you feel that good,
Yes.
you want to shout it from the rooftops.
It's like that genuine excitement
Exactly.
that you can't
You
fake.
can't buy it.
No, you can't buy it. All right. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into Peloton, what would you say is like the big takeaway for our listeners, especially those who are like ready to launch their own thing?
You know, Peloton's story, it's almost like this masterclass in entrepreneurialism.
Okay.
Because they didn't just stumble into this success.
Right.
It was strategic.
Yeah.
They saw the opportunity. They were willing to innovate. They built that amazing community, and they were able to adapt when things got tough.
Yeah, they had to pivot a few times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it just shows you, even with the bumps in the road, having that clear vision, really listening to your customers and being brave enough to embrace change,
Yeah.
you can create something incredible.
And who knows, maybe even change an entire industry.
That's the dream, right? Peloton showed us that shaking things up, even in a market that's been around forever, it's possible.
It's about finding that thing that makes you stand out.
Exactly. Offering something that truly connects with people on a deeper level. That's how you become unforgettable.
So inspiring. Well, on that note, I think it's time for us to hop off the Peloton for now.
Sounds good.
But we hope you've gotten some really valuable insights today.
Yeah, lots of great takeaways.
And until next time, keep those business dreams alive.
And keep on pedaling.
And we'll see you on the leaderboard.